Hi everyone, today we are going to be doing another heart colouring. If you did see this morning's video, you'd have seen I did do a heart from this book, which is Small Victories by Johanna Basford, but we're doing another one as well. Why not? It's Valentines, they're pretty and fun, and let's just have a go. Now I am using my Staedtler design journey pencils today for this. I'm going to get started and then talk a little bit about them and about a few other things, a few important things, so worth listening. But I'm going to do pinks, I think, for the flowers. It feels right for Valentine's. I'm going to start with 61. Now this is called red, violet or dark mode, depending on what set of Staedtler pencils you have. And we have a lot of flowers the same, all of these, and I'm going to do this little bit here, this bit that looks like it could be a leaf. I'm going to do it as a petal in this colour. I'll just tell you how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do it a little bit darker all the way around the edge. I'm going to do it a little bit differently to normal, and then fade to a little bit lighter in the middle. I'm going to go over that again to make it more obvious what I'm doing, but I'm going to just try that just for something different. It's quite a small space, and of course I'm zoomed quite far out just because there's a lot going on this page, but I'm going to do that. And if you're colouring along, then you can colour along. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Staedtler sets. Firstly, they have numbers and not names, and so if you have a different Staedtler set, you might have the Staedtler as a super soft set, which are oddly quite hard. There is the Ergosoft as well. Now those sets have the same numbers as these, so if you've got those sets, you can use the same colours as me. If you've got those colours, obviously, depends which ones I use, because those are smaller sets, so they might not have all colours. But I've also done some charts, comparison charts with other brands and Staedtler. And they're available in my Ko-fi shop, so if you have, for example, polychromos, I think I did one for that. So if there are any that you want that I haven't done, let me know, and if I've got the pencils, I'll see what I can do for you. I'm quite happy to do some comparison charts and things. As much as I enjoy colouring, it's a little bit of a change, and it's nice to be able to help out as well, and to do things that you guys find useful and helpful. Right, so that's all I'm saying about Staedtler. I will link to some of the charts, if I remember, in my video description, but also the link to my Ko-fi shop is there anyway. But if you can't find a chart, or you want to know if I've done one, just drop a comment in and I'll send you the link. Excuse me. We've got a different type of flower here. I'm not going to do them in the same way. I'm just going to do these with this sort of frilly leaf pattern. There's a lot down here anyway. So that was that thing that I wanted to say. The other thing I wanted to talk about was subscribing to my channel. Now, I know a lot of you subscribe anyway, and I really appreciate that, thank you, but I wanted to tell those of you that haven't yet subscribed what the advantages are. And actually, if you guys aren't subscribed to other YouTubers, then it might be useful to know why it's good. I mean, obviously it supports that YouTuber, it helps their channel be shown to more to more people, in, you know, when YouTube sort of suggests videos, so the more subscribers you have, the more suggestions I think it makes of your particular videos, and it also makes you that YouTuber smile to know they've got a bit of support, which is really lovely. And for the colouring, personally, I think it's a rather nice way to, if more people see the videos, then more people might be encouraged to colour and feel those benefits that we all feel from colouring. So it's a rather nice way of you helping to spread the word of colouring and help others. But and of course, for me personally, there are advantages in that it's more likely that you get recommended my videos to watch. But for you personally, there are advantages too. Now, as a subscriber you will get notifications of when I release a video. So I'm just checking that I didn't know if I'd done the one there on the other side. So you get a notification saying I've got a video out. Now that can be really useful if you want to see them all, or if you want to know what I'm doing to decide if you want to watch it. However, it can be annoying. I'm quite realised because I release so many videos, you get loads of notifications. It can drive you absolutely bonkers. But you can alter those notifications. If you have a look now, where my name is, where you're watching a video, unless you're in a full screen mode you won't be able to see it, but you can see there's a little bell, and if you click that bell, maybe after the video, you can change how many notifications you get. So you can ask for all of them, or some of them, or none of them. So it depends on your personal preference. So you can get those notifications or not. So that's another thing. But the last thing I want to say, which is the most exciting, is that YouTube have started this new thing. So if you are a YouTube channel that has memberships, then YouTube have allowed the YouTuber to give away free memberships. Now I can see why this has advantages for YouTube, because the membership money that members pay, YouTube take a cut, obviously. So if they can encourage people to try out memberships, I'm going to do, see these little dots, I'm going to do all of these in this colour as well. So, and people like those memberships, sorry I've gone very squiff, then they might renew it, and therefore YouTube will get some money. But it's a nice opportunity for you guys to sorry, have a trial. So what they've done is they've allowed every YouTuber with memberships to be able to give away 10 memberships a month. That has to be done either in a live video or a premiere. But the good news for you is you don't have to come along to that live or premiere in order to be in with a chance of receiving one. All you have to do is allow gifts and be a subscriber. So if you subscribe to the channel, now allowing gifts is a little bit confusing. I think you're automatically opted in, but I'm not entirely sure. So what I've done is I've actually, if you, now how did I find out? Yes, if you go, you can go to a link to allow them. What I'll do is, I'll write the link in my, let me make a little note. In the video description, I'll write a note of how to do it. So basically there's a web address that you click on. So it's basically my page with a little extension which says allow gifts, but I think it's got some underscores in and things. It's not as straightforward as it could be. And I'm choosing my next pink, number 20. Now 20 is I think it's the magenta. There we go. And I'm going to do all of the petals with this, of these ones that we've started colouring. So I'm going to do the base quite hard, lighten it towards the middle, and then the tip more intense, so we get a little bit of lighter bit in the middle. Okay, and do that for every petal of the flower. So yes, so you can, I think it will be opted in anyway. Now what it gives you is the monthly, you get access to membership for a month. Now my membership is all channels that have memberships do it in a different way. What I have done for mine, we get a lot of choice with regards to what YouTube allows us to do. What I decided to do was to give my members early access to compilation videos. So basically, if I've got a series coming up, whether it's a 2-part, 10-part, whatever, I try to get that series all finished before the first episode airs, and then I allow my members to have access to that whole series. Now I do that particularly for the planner pages that I do every Monday from Johanna Basford's weekly planner. Often they're 2, 3 or 4 pages long, and unlike this week's, which is one. I mean, not pages, videos long, sorry. And so on a Saturday, which I need to do today, Saturday today, recording this video, I will release that so that my members get a chance to start on that weekly planner a bit early if they wish to, and they can view the video early. They also have all of the videos pasted together into one. I don't do anything special because I'm not technical. So basically the videos are just glued together. So you get the first video, it goes all the way until I say thanks for watching, and then the next one automatically plays straight after. It's just nothing fancy because that's just not something that I'm capable of doing. I could edit it and learn, but it would just take too long. I think I'd have to make less videos if I was going to do that, and that isn't something I want to do at the moment. Anyway, so they have access to those. Also, there's a whole archive of old series that I've put together to make into compilation videos, and it just makes it a little bit easier rather than trying to fiddle around and search and find the next video in a series. It just flows. And something I tried this month was I put a video out which is available to members only at the moment and will become public a bit at a later date. It's not a series because YouTube have just allowed that to happen. What you used to have to do was make it members only, and then when you wanted to make it available to everyone you had to manually go in there and fiddle with it. But now they've allowed you to do it automatically, so you can say I want it available to members now, but on the 7th of February at 7:15 I want everyone to be able to see it. Yeah, that sort of thing. So I experimented with that as well with one video, but that is what I offer my members. It's not masses, partly because I don't think it's fair that if people can't afford membership, and obviously a lot of people can't, then I don't think it's fair they miss out on any content. So they don't. They just get the video early, and I think that's much fairer. You know, I wouldn't feel right, you know, giving away content to only people who paid. You know, I keep getting told by people that I should do it, but it's just not. It's not what I want to do. And actually, the reason I set up my Ko-fi shop was partly so that I could do a similar thing, so people would have a way to donate money if they wanted, but they didn't have to at all. And that feels right for me, because some people want to be able to do that and other people just can't afford to do it. And I firmly believe that your family should come first when it comes to finance, and yourself. So you need to be looking after yourself and family first and not worrying about anybody else. You know, I do make money from the adverts as long as people watch them on the YouTube, so there I do get some income, and on the affiliate links if you use them that are in the description. So you know, and I just get a lot of pleasure out of what I do anyway. I think even if it wasn't monetized, I would still want to do it. I might not be able to justify doing it though. You know, I might have to do another job alongside, which I don't have to do now because I earn a little bit of pocket money. So it's rather nice. But there's absolutely, I don't ever want anyone to feel obliged to have to do that, because for me, I just get so much pleasure from knowing that people are enjoying it, you know. So that's all good. So yes, basically, as a summary, make sure you subscribe if you want to be in with the chance of getting the free membership, which is rather fun. It does only last a month, and I don't quite know. I know YouTube have told me it's going to happen for a year. We've gone squiff again. I don't know whether it's going to happen for a full year. Oh, we haven't done the dots on that one, or just part of the year. So yeah, well, I mean, they say it's a year, so I assume it's the whole year, but I don't know if it will continue after this year. They probably make up their mind once they see how useful it is as a promotional tool, because of course that's what they're interested in. But it's a lovely opportunity for you if you want to, you know, have access to those compilation videos and early access and things like that, you can just see what it's like. It's like a little taster really, and it'd be nice to be able to sort of offer it for free so that people could try it out first, but there isn't a way that I can do that. No, there isn't a way that I can do that, so that I'm aware of. But there we go. It gives you a little extra. So it's rather fun and it's rather nice. Now I do have to say that YouTube choose who gets allocated the memberships. I don't. Now I'm quite pleased about that because I don't know how I would ever know how to choose. I feel like I want to do these little bases in this colour, and I'm just going to block them in. And they could be green, but I just feel like I want to do them in pink. No, I don't know how I would ever choose who to give it to, so I'm quite glad I don't have to choose. Sometimes I think, you know, it should be people who are loyal and comment and like a lot, but I don't know how they choose. I'm assuming it's random. The first time I did it in January, I didn't recognise, I only recognised one person's name. And then in February, there are a few more people, look, I haven't done this one, that I knew in there. But I think some of you I probably do know more, but I just don't remember. And people who comment more, I sort of recognise your names more. Obviously some of you I chat to more on a sort of personal basis. Right, next we have our next set of flowers. Now I could go with the sort of salmony pink. There is the 25, that pink. It's more of an orangey pink, but I don't think it's going to work. So I'm going to go with, now these aren't in the smaller sets of Staedtlers. I'm going to go with 21, which is the light rose, and with 23, whoops, which is called Bordeaux. You'll have the 23 in most sets. And I think I'm going to do similar in that I'm going to do these triangular bits with the darker colour. So I'm sticking with my 23. I'm going to do these bits. So this is more of a red, a pinky red, but I think that's quite appropriate for our Valentine's theme. I'm doing the same, so I'm going a little bit darker around the edges, trying to figure out where they all are. Oh, here's one. They always look quite samey to they're quite, because they're pointy and the leaves are pointy, they look quite similar, but I think that's a good thing because it makes the whole picture look quite similar. But once I've done the green for the leaves, which is what I'm going to do, then it'll look a bit different. You could, I had contemplated doing the leaves and stems in purple. I thought it would match quite well, but I decided that it can be a little bit uncomfortable doing a colour that doesn't feel natural, if that makes sense. But I also felt that the green would just give a little bit more contrast than a purple. Now this one in the middle here has some little dots coming out of it. I'm going to colour these in this because the light rose is very pale. It may not show up too well in such a little teeny space. I'm just checking. I think that's all of them. So now I'm going to grab the 21 and do the petals in the same way as I did the others. So a little lighter here. Darker at the tip and base and a bit lighter across the middle. But I'm going to try to make sure you can actually see that there's some colour there. I think these look, I don't know why I think they look a bit fuchsia-like, because I know Johanna draws fuchsias and they look really like fuchsias, but that's sort of why I thought pink, but also for a heart it does feel like pink is the right way to go, doesn't it? I'm trying to think of what to do for tomorrow. I wasn't sure to start with whether this page would take 1 or 2 videos, so that will influence me, but I think I want to do something slightly Valentine's-y again because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I have got something now in mind. I was flicking through all my books looking for pictures, and there wasn't anything that quite would work for one day, you know, but I've just thought of something. When I came into the office here to record, I spotted something which I thought would work. Where are we here? So that's good. Got a little idea. I'm not going to tell you. Keep you in suspense. Make it more fun. Bit of a secret. I don't know, some people really hate them, don't they, secrets? I don't like, some things I do, some things I don't. Something like this I wouldn't mind at all because it doesn't matter. But I don't like sort of surprise gifts, things like that. I don't know why. I'd rather know what I'm getting and choose it, in fact. This pink is quite pretty, isn't it? I think so. Quite pale. Now we've got these centre ones. Slightly different shaped flower. It was a little bit of a toss-up as to which colour to do this one. But anyway. Now what I'm also going to do now, like I did with these and colour the bases, I'm going to do that with these ones, just colour them in pink, just, you know, to sort of match it up really. I just sort of decided that that's how I wanted to do this selection of florals. Normally the bases would probably be green, but yeah, I'm not. Right, let me see. Yeah. I think that's done. Now we need to do our green. Now I quite like the idea of doing something fairly pale, and I'm actually going to do the 52 and the 50. The 52 is the sap green, the 50 is the willow green. Not really pale, but pale enough, I think, just right. And you will have these colours, 52, probably, if you've got a set. Now with the leaves, I'm only going to do a little bit at the base, and then I'm going to do these mainly with the other green, but I'm going to use this quite intensely on the stems. Now I'm going to leave this stem black, but just do a little bit on the leaves like that. But it's these stems that have been drawn with a white space that I'm going to fill in. There we go. Yes, I always do a bit of recording. It's Saturday, on a Saturday afternoon. So my son goes live on YouTube on his channel. I'm trying to decide what order to. Let's just go up this side. He goes live, so then we can't talk, so I think I'm going to do that tip just for a bit different, just on that one. So no, we can't talk to each other, so I might as well come in and talk to you. And it's nice to get a few done on a Saturday. Sometimes I do like to stay ahead. Like today it's the 3rd of Feb, so I like to stay a bit ahead, and then if I don't feel like recording for some reason, sometimes I haven't got anything to talk about, or I've got other things to do, or you know, all sorts of reasonings really, then I know that I've got a bit of a leeway. Oh, just shifting in my chair, sorry, so that I can it doesn't matter, and then it stops me feeling like I have to do it, which is not a good feeling. It means that if I'm not quite, I'm never not in the mood for colouring. I've never ever, oh, that's not true. Once I've had lost my mojo, as they call it. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, once. And but apart from that, I'm always up for colouring. And so it's not that, but sometimes I'm just not quite up for talking. But anyway, it's rare, very rare. Yes, once I lost my mojo, and it was when Johanna Basford's World of Flowers came out, and I was just, I don't know, and I was a little bit upset. And if any of you have lost your colouring mojo, you'll know how that feels. You sort of really want to do it, but you just don't feel like doing it, and it's horrible. But what I did was I printed out the 30 Days of Flowers that Johanna had brought out. I don't know if I printed it actually or did it in the book. Anyway, and followed along with that and just limited myself to doing that one picture a day. And eventually, I didn't limit myself. When I was feeling a bit I limited myself. And then after about 3 days, I was rushing through my flower so that I could get on and colour a whole page. Now this isn't the 30 Days of Flowers that I recorded on video. This was before I used to make videos, because I did record that as a series. I think part of it now is sometimes I'm in the mood for a plainer, easier picture, and now I've got a bigger variety of books. That helps me, because I used to only have Johanna's books, and there aren't always plain and easy pictures in there, but now I have things like mandala books, which are really, I feel, quite straightforward. I'm going to do either end of this longer leaf like I did on that one down there. So I have a few other things to do, and also if I'm not in the mood for Johanna, I've got other people. It's rare, but I do like to vary it, and that's probably why I find that I'm always in the mood for hers, because I don't do them every day. Feels like I am at the moment with the videos for this little book. It's an adorable little book. It'd be lovely if she did some more like this, but her next book is more of a larger size one. I think we know that. I don't know if you've seen, actually, she's released a bit of the cover art. I don't think it was actually very much. I think it was just the title. Is it called Magical Worlds, I think? I think so. I'm doubting myself now. Hey, I'm just going to colour this centre bit in quite dark. I say quite dark, these are quite hard pencils, so it doesn't go very dark, and that's why I picked these, because I thought a more delicate palette would look nice for this sort of heart. Yes, so she's working on the new book, but I suppose she's probably got a deadline coming up, because her books usually come out in October, and of course her publisher will have a deadline much closer than that, because they'll have to go to print, and well, the editor will have to look at it and check it and, you know, put it together, and she'll have to check it again and all that, so I can't imagine how long it all takes. So it must be quite strange promoting one book while you're already working on the next one, but I guess that's the way it is with all authors who release regular books. Obviously not all authors do that, or illustrators either. But yeah, I think she's but she's such a lovely person, Johanna. I don't know whether I don't find that other illustrators engage in social media quite in the same way that she does, in that, you know, where she does lives and things like that. I'm not sure that others do that. I haven't seen, like, I guess Hannah Coulson and Maria Trolle aren't English, so that makes it a little bit more tricky for them to do something that I would notice. And but I think the fact that we all know a little bit about her, and it just makes her books and her seem more endearing somehow, I think. And I sort of I'm just trying to remember, because it was those leaves, the ones I did slightly differently. I feel like she's a lovely role model. You know, she's not perfect, and that is brilliant, because nobody is. but she's so kind and lovely, and does her best, and we can all take a lot from that. I mean, I also have other role models. I was actually thinking this morning, interestingly, about, it wasn't about role models, but it was about relaxation and stuff, and I was thinking about people that I'd sort of followed because they had nice sort of books and principles and things like that, and it's good, isn't it, to find people that we can admire and who we think are nice people that we can try and emulate. It's really difficult, none of us are perfect. I found myself shouting at my son the other day, and that was horrible. I shouldn't have done it, and I did apologise afterwards, but I was really tired. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but well, I mean, it does to us, but it's not where it wasn't very nice of me to do, but we all do it, and we have to just forgive ourselves, and then hopefully we'll be forgiven, and then we will fine this morning. But none of us are perfect. I used to find myself shouting at my kids all the time when they were toddlers. They were into absolutely everything. I remember I used to pop upstairs, well, they were a bit more than toddlers, safe on the stairs, and come back down and just bring down a book for me to read to them. So I would sit on the sofa and read them Mr. Mischief, or whatever it might have been. This is number 50, which is the willow green. I'm just going to sharpen it, and then I would go upstairs later and find that the whole of the bookcase, 3 shelves, little short bookcase, had been emptied all over the floor just to retrieve one book. Can you not, like grown-ups, of course, because they couldn't read, they would have to look at the cover of the book to identify it. I think it wasn't Mr. Mischief, it was Mr. Busy that my one son liked. So of course they had to remove them, and of course, can you imagine how much fun it is taking every book out of a bookcase and throwing it on the floor? But so yes, I used to find myself getting a little bit cross, but I realised it and decided I needed a solution, and came up with something where they had a room to play in where they couldn't leave the room, and they had all their things in there, so that was good. They never wanted to leave, unless, well, if they did, they would. It was like a lounge diner, and they had a little fold-out playpen which acted as a sort of guard, and it was quite low. I could step over it, but they couldn't, and had a gate in as well. And they would, if they wanted me, they would just stand by it and put their arms up to be lifted over. And sometimes I would lift them over, other times I would go in there and sit with them and play with them or give them hugs, things like that. So, it worked out much better, and then I could have my work one side and keep my computer and things I was doing safe, and then they could have all their toys in there, and it would be a complete mess. It would they would have a selection of boxes of toys, and then by the end of the day everything was just all mixed up and we would have to separate it all and put it all away again. But it was so much better. I didn't have to tidy it up every night, although one of my boys used to get a bit agitated if it got too messy. I think it's because he couldn't find what he wanted, because it was all a mess. But those were, it was lovely having them home. I really enjoyed it. It's quite funny because the other week I was saying to my sister how much I enjoyed having a day to myself. I hadn't had a day to myself for a long time, and a couple of months, and she said she never gets that. She homeschools her children, and she has been for a long time, so at least, probably she's probably had a child home with her for at least 10 years or so, I'm guessing. I'm not quite sure. I think, no, maybe longer. Anyway, so she says she never gets like that. She wants a day on her own, which is very fortunate, as she can't actually have days on her own. I haven't really told you what I'm doing with this. I'm just going over the top of the what's there. Really try to put it a little bit lighter on the base where I've got the darker colour. So yeah, she says she doesn't need that, but I actually had a day on my own the other day and I didn't really need it, so I think it was just that one day. I just needed to be able to do what I wanted when I wanted for a little while, but it's I do love having them home as well. But it's a bit different when it's holidays in their home than when it's a sort of day when they're working and, you know, all that sort of stuff. I've got to wipe my nose and that sort of thing. Oh, we've gone so swift. I'm so sorry. But I think it's quite good liking your own company, and I know some people really don't like it. I know people who don't, but I think there are times when we have to be alone for various reasons, and I think if you can find things to do on your own and find pleasure in your own company, then that can be good, you know. I tend to find that some people I know like, sorry, just shifting in my seat, don't like the quiet, so they have to put something on if they're on their own, television or radio, you know, music, something like that, which is fine. I actually like it quiet most of the time. I'm the sort of, you know, I like it quiet in the day, and then evenings I'll put on a quiz, early evening, and then quiet again after, unless it's a sort of Saturday and there's quite a bit on TV. But I know some people like the TV on all day, and that's I don't have a problem with that. Some people think that's wrong. I don't. I think it's up to you, you know, how will you work. I get very distracted by a television being on if it's showing something I'm interested in, so I couldn't really have it on all day. But some people don't get distracted. Now I'm just having a good look through and seeing how I've done. You know, that is very plain and simple, and I think I rather like it for that reason. I'm just going to take that out so you can see it without the paper behind, but I think I'm quite happy with that looking really plain. Now you could do, if you're thinking about a background, what I would actually do was I would either get something like a stamp with a heart on, do some little stamps around the edge, or, you know, if you've got a stencil, you could do some heart stenciling, or you could draw some if you're good at drawing, or take a pink pastel and go around the edge. I think the bit behind here is nice plain, but I'm going to leave it all plain because I think I wouldn't know quite how far up to go to the edge, and I just like that simplicity. So I'm going to finish there, but thank you so much for watching. I do have another little Valentine's-y thing for tomorrow, and then we'll get back to our afternoon series of the Rita Berman pictures. I haven't forgotten those, they're just tucked away on my windowsill, so we will get back to those. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I hope you have a super day. If you colour this and you want to show me what you've done, do go to my Facebook page, and where I've posted about this video, or anything that I've posted, you can post a picture of your work if you wish, if you want to share it. Obviously that's public, people will see it, or you can, if you're posting on Instagram, tag me, and I usually find it. Instagram can be a bit iffy showing me things, but it's always lovely to have a look and see what you're doing, or if you've done it in a completely different way, I'd love to see that too. But have a super day. Thank you so much. Remember to look in the description for the information about how to make sure you can accept gifts, just so that if you want that free membership, you will be eligible, as I've got no control over who gets it, but if you subscribe you'll be given a chance. So thank you so much, and happy colouring.